Hello guys, this is the Ranger Gamer 06. How's everyone doing today? Today is another game review, but this time I'm going to do a PlayStation game because I've been doing a lot of Nintendo. So I thought I'm going to take a break from that and do some PlayStation games. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and be sure to follow me on Twitter. Information down in the description box below. Now, I did in a way, I did a review on this way October of last year. If you guys stuck with me, I did a bunch of horror stuff like games and movies. Uh, but I did a whole collection. But this time, I want to do individual game. Just kind of really just focus on one game. So I thought I'm going to do it that way. So today, I'm going to review what is one of my favorite survival horror games. Silent Hill, the very first one on the PlayStation. Yes, it's got a crack. I hate that. I may buy I know sometimes eBay you can find these replacement case, so I may end up doing that. Uh, I've had this game for a very long time. Uh, I don't know if you guys remember the store called Hastings. They're no longer in business, sadly. They went out of business a couple of years ago. I think 2015 or 16, I can't remember. I love that store. But back in the day, I guess it was early 2000, when they were still selling PS1 games, used, obviously. I found this for 10 bucks. I could not believe it. Now, of course, I was just a kid. I didn't have a job. I didn't have any money. So I begged my mom to get it for me, and she did. So this is the exact same copy, and I will never sell it. I'm glad I kept this. So, but yeah, that's why it looks kind of old looking. Uh, but here's the spine and the back. Now, it is and for mature, it's by Konami. I miss the old logo, but yeah. Uh, it's one player, memory card, one block, analog control compatible, vibration function compatible, and it's mature for animated blood and gore and animated violence. And I read the back. It says Harry Mason and his daughter Cheryl are driving to their favorite vacation spot. Late that night, a figure suddenly appears from out of the darkness. Harry turns the wheel in panic, and the car careens off the road, knocking Harry unconscious. Awakening sometime later, he realizes that Cheryl is missing. Stumbling out of the wreckage, he heads towards the small town of Silent Hill. Real-time rendered environment and dynamic camera change creates a truly cinematic horror experience. Stunning visuals and true to life CG movies, coupled with horrifying 3D images, will leave you breathless. Intense action and puzzles stimulate your mind as well as your trigger finger. Fog and shadows engulf you in a world beyond imagination. Atmospheric music and sound change with each tension filled moment. And that is very true. That's one thing I love about this game is the camera angle. It's not something you would see in a Resident Evil game. The camera in the series, not just this, but the whole series, is very unique. I think that's what made this game stand out. It's like you'll be walking and all of a sudden a car will be in front of you or it'll be above you, because it's showing you, hey, there's an item on that ground or if there's a puzzle piece that you need to get. It's just really unique. If you play the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. So let's open it up. Here's the disc. And I believe that is Dahlia, one of the characters in the game. And if you take the disc out, it's like the color version. See? And the black and white. And you get this disc. Cheryl, the little girl, the main character's little girl. The whole story is that you're trying to find her. She's missing in Silent Hill, the name of the town. Very cool. And here's the booklet. Here are your contents. And by the way, that's Harry, the main character. That's the guy you're playing as. And your controls. Got a little itch there. Now, if you have a PS3, they have this under the PS1 Classics. But I remember the thing is, uh, when I uh, when I fired my gun, it made a real loud noise, so I deleted it and I never played it again. And just a few days ago, I transported to my PSP. I don't know why I didn't do this years ago. So now I have this game on my PSP as well. And this is like your buttons and what they do. Like select button opens up the item screen. The triangle button opens up your map. X is to attack. If I'm not mistaken, this looks like Silent 2 cover, but I'm not 100% sure. I gotta look it up. And here's the prologue. That's Harry losing control of his vehicle. And then playing the game, how to use a map, uh, like the game over screen. I remember these where you can like subscribe for like magazines. And there's Harry again. Or they're just telling you how to save your game. It's like a notepad, like like in Resident Evil, how it's a typewriter, except for the newer ones. You just it just auto saves. But the old Resident Evil games, the old school, you had to use a typewriter. You had to have an ink ribbon. But here it's these notepads, and then your options and your characters. Harry Mason, age 32, writer protagonist. Cheryl Mason, age 7, Harry's daughter. And then, okay, I was making sure I didn't skip a page. And then you have Sybil Bennett. She's a police officer. And Alyssa. She played a huge role in this game, as well as Silent Hill 3, which I will do a review on that sometime later. Maybe next week. Uh, this is Sybil, age 22. She looked older than 22, if you ask me. But yeah, played by Laura Holden, I think, or Laurie Holden in the movie. And then you have your items, first aid kit, knife, which I never use, iron pipe, handgun, handgun bullets, flashlight, pocket radio. Now, the pocket radio is very, very important. If you play any of the Silent Hill games, or at least the first three, the radio is very important. It alerts you to enemy presence, make a weird noise. Uh, Now Silent 2, or I think it's maybe it's Silent 3, I think it plays some kind of music. But I always thought that was very unique. That's one of the things I love about Silent Hill. It's very unique. Like you just don't see that in other games. Uh, and of course, you got your energy drinks as well that will heal you up. And then you got hints, radio, light and sound search view uh, by holding down L2. And this is funny. I forgot about this, but I wrote the puzzle solution in this booklet. That is the piano puzzle from the school section, the hospital puzzle. I cannot believe I wrote in this book, but oh well. I mean, I was a kid back then when I got this, and just a warranty right there. So there you have it. So I kind of want to tell you my little experiment. Now, this may be spoiler if you haven't played Silent Hill. Uh, when I first played this, Resident Evil was the first game that I played. Or, well, to be more specific, Resident Evil 2 was the first one I played. And, and I fell in love with the series. It was thanks to Resident Evil, I got into survival horror. But then a couple of years later, my uncle was playing this game, and I didn't know what it was called, so I picked up the case, Silent Hill, and that's how I discovered this game. And I remember him watching it and just being terrified. And I thought Resident Evil was scary, and it still is. I mean, it's still a good series. But when I played this, this is way it's got a darker tone. You know, you don't just go gun blazing. I mean, yeah, you do get weapons. Later on, you get the shotgun, the hunting rifle, which is like the best gun in the game. While in Resident Evil, you get like fast gun, like machine guns and whatnot. But darker tone, uh, freaky enemies. I mean, if you thought zombies and lickers and hunters scary you, nah, you haven't seen nothing yet. If you play Silent Hill, I mean, the monster design, it's so well done. The bosses were good. Um, One of the weird bosses, you fight a giant moth, which I thought was kind of silly, but whatever. But the monster designs is very well, not just in this game, but Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, and 4, especially 4. I thought, in my opinion, I think Silent Hill 4 has the scariest enemies, but that's just my opinion. Uh, and I will do a review of my other Silent Hill games. But one of the experience, one of the childhood memories is when you're in the school, you go to the bathroom. I can't remember if it was a boy or a girl's restroom. I think it was a girl's, but correct me if I'm wrong. But you go in, and all of a sudden, you hear a child cry in one of the stalls. I've got goosebumps. I remember I got out of there. I turned around. And I remember pausing the game because I had to take a breather. I was terrified. So, that's one of my fond memories of this game. This game scares you. And uh, my brother. I remember my brother was playing this. Now this was before I bought this game. In the beginning of the game. Now again, this may be some slight spoilers if you haven't played it, but in the beginning of the game, when you take control of the character, after the intro, you go to this alley and you go to like the second part of the alley and it gets dark and you get your lighter out and everything's different. There's chain link fences, there's blood everywhere, you got dead bodies, and you get attacked by these demon babies. They're called something. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. And we had nowhere to go because we didn't have any weapons yet. I thought we missed something and we died. And so we turned the game off because we thought, okay, this is hard. But it turns out you're supposed to get knocked out or whatever, and then you wake up in the cafeteria, and that's when you meet Sybil. So yeah, it's a very interesting game. It's a dark game. It's got a good story. Uh, it messes with your mind, because like the environment changes around you. It's such a good game. It's a good psychological horror game. Uh, you know, and it came out. This came out in 1999. I kept thinking 98, but yeah, this came out in 1998. Because the first time I played this, I remember borrowing it from my uncle because he had it, and I played. I spent hours playing this game. I've got every secret. I got every weapon. I've got all the endings. Like I was hooked. I got everything unlocked. I think I got the highest rating. I can't remember, but yeah, I got the UFO ending. I got the chainsaw, the rock drill, the katana sword. I spent hours, but then I remember my uncle wanted it back, and I was disappointed because I want to keep playing this game. But then, like I said, one day I found for $10 at Hastings, and I paid my mom to get it. This is the actual copy. Now I know I've said that before, so yeah, I still got it, and I'm glad I still do. I'm gonna get a replacement case because I can't stand seeing that crack. But anyway, that's my review of Silent Hill. If you haven't played this game, you gotta play it. Yes, the graphics are outdated, but you gotta play this game. It's very good. And one thing I'd like to mention is the composer. Very good soundtrack uh, throughout the whole series, not just this, but throughout the whole series. At least 1 through 4 had good soundtrack. Homecoming, Downpour, I don't really remember much about it because I've only beaten those games once. But yeah, very good soundtrack. It's Akira, but I can't remember his last name. But yeah, he did a good job making the soundtrack, the music to the series. So Silent Hill, have you played it? Which one's your favorite? Let me know down in the comments below. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you so much for stopping by. Again, if you're new, please subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and hit the little bell button so you won't miss any videos. So, this is the Ranger Gamer 06. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.